Good evening, everyone, and welcome to This Week from Rockdale. And as usual, I am your host, Larry Cox, and it is great to have each and every one of you join me today. And I'm just so glad to be here today and be able to talk to each and every one of you. I don't expect a very large audience tonight. I think President Biden, I think, is speaking at this time, and that uh, that we are uh, uh, probably going to have just a light cloud, and that's okay. So I just want to let you know on the 18th, this Thursday, we will be having the millage rate hearings, and I believe that one is at 6 o'clock at the POE meeting. There's one that morning. I won't be able to attend that one because I have a meeting that I'm doing. And then on the 25th, uh, there'll be another one and a vote. So make sure that you verify the times. Go to the millage rate hearings this Thursday and let your voice be heard. Now, like I told you guys last week, when this board voted to approve the budget, they committed the county into, they committed the Board of Education into financing that budget. So there's very little that can be done. Just being real with you, the same four that voted for the budget will have the votes to approve the millage rate. But realistically, they are now forced to pass the millage rate that provides the financing to fund the budget that was passed last month. And that's just the reality we live in, folks. But to let you know, once I take office in um, January, then we'll be able to set policy in place and be able to assure that a fairer budget is passed for the next fiscal year that will uh, be a better budget that the funding will not be as heavily burdened on the citizens of Rockdale County, and we will do what we can to cut costs to assure that we'll do everything we can to do the right thing by the taxpayers, guys. But that's why we had this election. That's why myself, uh, Janice Van Ness, and Tawanya Smith were elected to the offices we were elected to, is because the current individuals that hold some of those offices are just tax and spend. And what we pledged to you guys to do was to be more responsible in the spending and taxing, and that's what you will get. And when just like today, and Corliss, it was great to see you today too. Great to see Charlotte today. Great to see Tina today. Seen a lot of folks at Tawanya's event. Let me go ahead and say hi to some people first. Mary Boysworth, good evening. Saw Mary today too. Angela Esperino, great to see you. George Kellicek, The Fit Life with Danielle Munoz. Danielle, great to see you. William Campbell, great to see you. Cheryl Moulton, uh, Charlotte Gillard is here, and also I've seen Corliss on here too. Corliss Turner, welcome, Corliss. So, guys, I mean, the reason we had the upheaval and the change in political power in the county is exactly because of what's happening right now with these out of control property taxes. And, as we get into office and are able to settle in and change the direction and talk to other members of I mean, myself, there'll be six other members of the board. I feel comfortable that I will be able to align myself with three other members who will be like minded and want to do the right thing for the students, the caregivers of the students, the parents of the students, and the grandparents of the students. So I know that we'll be able to do the right things um, by the folks here in Rockdale County. But just to let you know, I was at Tawanya's event today, and it was very well attended. It was great to see all the support that she had, all the folks that came out to her event, and it was great to see Tawanya today. And as she was celebrating with the voters of Rockdale County about the change that's getting ready to occur on that level, also. I seen Mr. George Diaz there today, who was the consultant under for Janice and Tawanya's campaign. Nice to see him there. Had a good conversation with him today. I think there may be some possibility of doing some things with George in the future too, in his consulting group, in the Georgia Strategy Group. So I mean, it was great to see him, and just great to see all the people that were there today. Yeah, and Corliss said everybody seemed happy today, and that was a consensus, right? Everybody seemed very happy, congratulatory. I mean, it was Tawanya's event, but people were congratulating me again also, and it was great to see that. And I get that everywhere I go. People are always congratulating. Oh, excuse me, yawn. Congratulating me on the victory. Well, guys, I was the candidate. I ran the race, but the victory is yours. Truly is yours. And the things that we're going to do on your behalf. And I look at that way, same way with the Board of Commissioners. That victory was yours. You're the ones that went and voted the chairman out. You voted the post one out, and you've got your candidates elected. And now it's up to us as candidates to meet with you, to discuss things with you, to let you know what we're able to do and not able to do. We'll be able to do a lot of things, but there are still things we won't be able to do. I mean, these first year in office will be difficult because we are coming in and we are living with the budgets and the decisions that were made before we got into office. And we've got to live with half a fiscal year before we get to actually impact a fiscal year ourselves. So, I just ask you guys to have a little bit of patience with us. I believe there are some things that we will be able to do immediately that will have immediate impact, and those will be great. And I was going to let you guys know. So I talked to you about the millage rate hearing, and I was going to also let you guys know that I have decided that September the 10th will be the date of my first town hall. That will be Tuesday, September the 10th. I will be putting out a time and an address for that. I think we may stream that event, or we may not stream that event. I may not stream that event the first time, and I'll tell you why. I may not stream it because I may want to get people in the building. I may want, people are always saying they want to meet, they want to greet. So that first meeting, we may not offer the streaming because I want to encourage people to come out and meet us in person. So the first meeting on September the 10th, I actually just made that decision. The first meeting will not be streamed, but after that I will stream meetings, and I think it'll be a good thing at that point to stream them. I mean, not stream them all, but we will stream a good portion of the town hall meetings going forward. Because if I stream them, I'm not going to offer an interactive meeting, right? We'll just let you see the meeting. Because I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna offer an interactive meeting. I'm gonna to do that. If someone wants to stream it, Corliss, you can, but it's just not going to be interactive. I'm not going to offer an interactive streaming meeting. I'm going to offer an interactive in-person meeting, but not an interactive streaming meeting. If someone else would want to stream the meeting, of course, you're welcome to stream it. But I will at times when I think it's the correct time period, I will start streaming the town hall meetings also, because some of the facilities that have told me that they will host the meetings, they'll have streaming capacity from them. So with this first one, I really want to get people in the building. So I really would like to probably not stream that first one so we can get some people in the building. If someone wants to come and video the meeting and then post the video later, I think that would be something that I think we would not mind doing that first time. But I think that first meeting, we definitely would like to do that, to do live. I mean, to just have it in person. Uh, to do that. And I just want that first one to get people accustomed to showing up in person, because I really think that it's important for them to get accustomed to that, to get accustomed to start showing up at these Board of Education meetings, right? Because the Board of Education meetings are much of their the Board of Education taxing and funding. It's just so much it's just so important, and I don't think people realize the importance. I talked about this a few weeks ago. When we look at who significantly taxes you the most, it is the Board of Education. The board taxes the whole county. The city, they tax, but they have a smaller portion. And the county, let's just be real, at this point, the county has the host, which subsidizes their property tax. The Board of Education has no subsidy at this time. And what they done you get 100%, you pay every dime of it. And the Board of Commission actually gets a subsidy called the host that reduces the amount that you have to pay because of that 1 cent tax that actually compensates. Now, with House Bill 861, and if they don't opt out, that comes along with a 1 cent tax that's shared among the three entities. So then your tax is cut among all three by a third of a penny. It would be the city, the county, and the BOE would share in a 1 cent tax. But but also you would get a floating homestead, and that homestead would freeze your property values, and you wouldn't be getting these large increases just on property assessments any longer. So I think it would balance out. So we'll just see what happens, and we'll see which entity tries to opt out of 861 here after the first of the year. I mean, we got to remember, we all got to get out and vote for 861 in November. We'll start campaigning for that here in the next little bit, probably after the Labor Day holiday. After Labor Day, we'll start informing you about that 861 legislation more in detail. We'll start campaigning for it, and let you people, and let the citizens of Rockdale County know how important that legislation is for them, and how it will revolutionize property taxes in the state of Georgia, and be a fairer process for the citizens. So that's something we have to look forward to. I think we also have to look forward to is, the county announced that their tax increase, and that they're going to hit you with a significant tax increase of over 13%. So guys, we've got to realize it's going to be tough. We in Rockdale County are facing high taxes. Uh, uh, the value also drops, Corliss. That's the thing about 861. I'm glad you brought that up. If your housing drops, it also drops too, but your homestead's a floating homestead, so that will also drop also. So that was the thing about this legislation, is it will adjust with housing prices also. So I mean, that's a good thing with this legislation. So we just need to realize that it's a good piece of legislation, sound piece of legislation, it's a fair piece of legislation. So we will inform people more about this legislation after Labor Day. Uh, uh, yeah, Rhonda may talk about that on her meeting on the 27th. And just for you guys also, to be um, uh, Representative Moore wants to have a town hall in Rockdale after July, sometime in August. So we will be approaching a couple of venues about having a town hall in South Rockdale, which is Representative Moore's district. So just so you guys are aware, Representative Moore did reach out, and she wants to start having town halls also. So that's a great thing that we've got our representatives that are wanting to actually have town halls, hear what you have to say, so they can represent us fully at the under the gold dome this coming year. So that's great information for each and every one of us to know. Um, I want to thank again the voters of Rockdale County for just seeing being so diligent and being so patient, and for taking the time to get to know the issues this past election, and coming out and supporting individuals who support your idea and way of thinking and living. So, and as long as we continue to communicate and work together, then we are going to have success in this community. And it all comes down to communicating and talking to each other and listening. And I think as long as we continue to do that, this community will continue to grow and we will begin to thrive. We are not yet thriving, but I believe with continued uh, work, continued cooperation, continued community involvement, and elected officials who listen to the constituents, Rockdale County will begin to thrive. That's the prediction that I throw out to everyone else. Well, guys, I'm gonna tell you, I really didn't want to say a lot this weekend. Just wanted to come on, do a quick show. Uh, I think we'll have a lot more to say after this coming week in the millage rate hearings at the BOE. We will address that issue in detail next Sunday. We will address the millage rate hearings in detail next Sunday. I intend to speak Thursday. So I want you guys to come to those meetings. Come to that meeting Thursday evening specifically, because I'll be there and I'm going to speak on your behalf. And you need to come and speak, and you need to come and let this board know you're not happy with how they're representing you in this county. Because they live in their bubble, and it's all about kids, and what they don't realize is the board is elected to represent the kids, but they're elected to represent the kids' interest. And by representing their interest, they need to represent their guardians, parents, and grandparents. They need to represent this community. They need to not pass a budget and a millage rate that harms this community. And that's what they've done. They have harmed this community. So Joy, you'll be out of town Thursday. That's fine, Joy. Catch the next one. We'll have plenty of opportunity for people to catch these millage rates. They have this one this Thursday, and then the final one is the following Thursday with the vote. So come on out, get to know everybody, get to know the community. I want to see you guys at that meeting. I'll be there in attendance in the audience. If you've not met me before, come out and meet me, talk to me, get to know me. I'll talk to you about the first town hall we're going to have. Will be September the 10th. And I will be putting out a post about it, where we're going to do it at, time, location, and we'll work that out. Like I said, it's going to be an in-person one. First one won't be streamed, but come video it, put a recording up it after. We want to try to get people to understand they need to come to these meetings in person so their voice can be heard. So that's what we would really like. So guys, I'm going to let you off here tonight. I appreciate each and every one of you coming on here, listening to me tonight. And I want you to come to the millage rate hearings next Thursday. And I also want you to come back to the show next Sunday. We'll promote the show next Sunday a lot heavier, because I want people to come on and we're going to listen. We're going to talk about what other people said at the millage rate hearing on Thursday, and we'll talk about what I said at the millage rate hearing this coming Thursday. So thank you. Good night. I look forward to seeing you guys at the millage rate hearings Thursday.